Hi, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is going to be a little different. A few days ago I came across a video where a few Italians had sent messages to their past selves from 10 days ago, and basically they were telling their past selves how their views on the coronavirus has changed over the last 10 days. And I thought this was a really interesting idea, so I thought I'd make a similar video and send a similar video to my past self. Now, I want to send a similar video not to my past self from 10 days ago because not much has really changed for me or for Hong Kong in the past 10 days. Give or take. I'd like to send a video to my past self from maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago when things were really ramping up in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong's timeline with respect to the coronavirus is very similar to China's timeline, obviously because we're very close to mainland China. So we started on this journey a lot earlier than the rest of the world, which is why I'd like to talk to my past self from that long ago. Hi Karen, it's Karen here. I am you from the future. Today's date in my world is the 18th of March, and I know in your world it is currently sometime around end of Jan, early Feb. So what I wanted to do today was to tell you what has been going on over the last 6 to 8 weeks and what you can expect over the next few weeks, and also to give you a bit of an overview of what the rest of the world looks like in my current time. Okay, so firstly, I know you are living through what feels like an apocalypse in Hong Kong at the moment. So when you go to the supermarkets, any of the supermarkets around you, you will find no rice, no instant noodles, no frozen foods, and no toilet paper. All the supermarkets around you will be like this, and it will stay like this for weeks to come. There'll also be no disinfectants, no hand sanitizers, things like Dettol, all out of stock. People will start queuing up for hours before places like Manning's even opens, and they will queue up waiting to go and buy masks and hand sanitizers, but it will, to no avail, it will be all out of stock anyway. And it will stay like this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And unfortunately as well, you will get people who will actually take advantage of this time, and they will sell masks and things at exorbitant prices just to profit during these terrible times, which is, you know, unfortunate, but it will happen. You'll see it as well. But in about a month's time, so probably around early March, supermarket supplies will slowly return to normal, and you will eventually find toilet paper again, and rice will be back, and noodles will be back, and all the shelves will be back to normal as if nothing happened. So the panic buying will eventually calm down. But yes, I know at the moment you're starting to worry about your toilet paper supplies, but rest assured that even after the next few weeks, while the panic buying is still continuing, you will still have enough toilet paper. Your original toilet paper supply will be there. I know streets in Hong Kong are eerily quiet in your time at the moment, and you will go to one of your favorite yum cha restaurants, Maxine's, and you're just going to be able to walk straight in. So usually during peak lunchtime hours, you'll have to queue up and wait for a table. But during this time, you will just be able to walk straight in. And even then, when you're inside, you'll notice that there will be a lot of empty tables because people just aren't eating out. And another one of your other favorite restaurants that you go to for yum cha, you'll go there once and there will be nobody in the restaurant. It is really surreal, especially when you know how bustling Hong Kong usually is. Schools remain closed in my time. and they're scheduled to reopen on the 20th of April, but they keep delaying their reopen date. So I'm not sure if the 20th of April will still hold or if they will delay that even further. But they have started to reopen libraries and the recreational centres, albeit with limited hours and or limited services. But still, they are slowly returning to normal hours. So that is, to me, I'm taking that as a sign that things are slowly returning to normal in Hong Kong. In Feb, you'll also start to hear about all the drastic measures that China is taking to control this virus in their country. So things like schools being shut down, businesses also closing their doors, shopping malls closed, and people only being allowed out of their house in a very limited capacity. So only one person per household is allowed to leave the compound or the apartment building every day or every 2 days, and they need to be reporting where they're going and also need to provide ID as to who they are. And also restaurants are closed, and even those that remain open they can only provide takeaway services, so you can't actually eat in either. You also have to be wearing masks every time you go in, and there's mandatory temperature checks when you go into these places as well. But because China has taken these drastic measures, they have actually been able to control the spread of the virus in their country. So last week, I think it was last week, President Xi actually visited Wuhan for the first time since this coronavirus outbreak situation started. And I guess that was a signal to the country and to the rest of the world that they have effectively controlled the spread of the virus, which to me is truly phenomenal. So from when they had locked down Wuhan, which was 2 days before Chinese New Year, so the 23rd of Jan, to last week sometime, so a period of about 6 weeks, and they've been able to control this virus is just truly amazing and absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, and I think it should be the benchmark for the rest of the world. So that brings me to my time, and at the moment, the rest of the world, unfortunately, is in pain, in real pain. And the numbers of cases around the world just keep going up, and it is truly scary. And being a data lover, I know I'm you, just from the future, you will be glued to the numbers. So initially you were glued to the numbers in China and I guess around Asia, where the virus started to really ramp up initially. But now you from the future will be obsessed with watching the numbers from around the world, as morbid as they are. As I said, the panic buying in Hong Kong will eventually die down, but from around the beginning of March, the rest of the world is going to start to panic buy. And you'll also start to see a number of memes on social media about this. And I wish that you are able to see them, because some of them are actually really funny and they would actually keep you entertained and give you a bit more of an uplift during this really stressful time. But unfortunately, it's not meant to be. And I'm the one that gets to enjoy them, unfortunately. They are really good, so you can look forward to seeing them in about 6 to 8 weeks' time. Your habits, whenever you're outside, is slowly going to change over the next 6 to 8 weeks. You're going to start to notice just how often you touch things outside, and so you're going to be obsessed with washing your hands and using hand sanitizer, simply because it's just not possible to be washing your hands whenever you're outside. So you're going to start to notice how often you touch things like door handles and elevator buttons and escalator and hand railings. You're touching them all the time. So you're also going to be using your hand sanitizer all the time over the next few weeks. You'll slowly start to see this. And also, you're going to notice just how often you touch your face whenever you're outside. And funnily enough, the number of times that some part of your face is going to get itchy when you're outside, and all you want to do is scratch it. It is just unbelievable. These are the sorts of things that you're going to start to notice over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Crazy, just really crazy. Hand sanitizer will be everywhere, will be available everywhere, which is great. And temperature checks will start to be introduced, I think probably around sometime in March. So the first time you will experience this will be at Lady M, and they too will give you hand sanitizer while they're checking your temperature. And then slowly you will soon realize that more and more restaurants will start to introduce this in Hong Kong as well. So I think the numbers in Hong Kong have been relatively stable for the last 2 weeks. We're currently at, I think, about 160 cases. We did see 10 new cases yesterday, but most of them were imported cases, and Hong Kong, as well as a number of other countries around the world, have imposed a mandatory 14-day quarantine for all foreign arrivals. So we'll have to wait and see whether this actually has an impact on the numbers. So one thing I can suggest to you is to try and reframe this situation into something positive. So see what things you can do around the house that you haven't been able to do because you've just been too busy. So things like reading books or watching movies that you've been meaning to watch, or decluttering around the house, and also yoga. Doing yoga would be great. One of the hardest things I found during the last 6 to 8 weeks was staying active during this time. It was very, very challenging. So I highly recommend that, especially because also it calms you down. It helps you calm down as well. So that's it from your future self. I just wanted to let you know that there is a flicker of light at the end of the very long, very dark coronavirus tunnel, and that Hong Kong will eventually stabilize. And now, in my time, we just have to wait it out until the rest of the world recovers too. And I suspect it's going to be a long time yet, unfortunately. Okay. So take care, stay safe, and take all the necessary precautions that you need to. Bye.